subscribe, share. All those things are greatly appreciated. If you hear any noise in the background, papers moving, mouse clicks, doors opening, I do apologize. That's something we have to kind of deal with when we're trying to get this information out as fast as possible. So again, my apologies if you hear any background noise that may be distracting to you. Hopefully the information keeps your attention. Let's get right into it today. First prop I'm looking at the Odds Jam Fantasy Optimizer screen. And what this screen does, it gives you a chance to hit of a specific prop. I got it set up for all sports, so you'll see college basketball, NBA, NFL, NHL. You see all the sports here. So how the tool works, if you see green over here, we're looking at Scotty Barnes, Toronto Raptors, over rebounds and assists, 12 and a half. That has a 54.77% of the time to hit. Notice down here, like in yellow, which is neutral, 54.35. And the ones down here in red, we should stay away from, 54.08% of the time to hit. Now, this is over time. If we pick the ones in green, this is what OddsJam is telling us. If we pick the ones in green over time, we're going to be a winner. Over time can be 20 years. So I'm trying to win today. I do not just take this information and choose this information. You may have some good win streaks with it, and you may have some losing streaks with it. So I take this information, put it with other information to try to make some educated picks. So we'll look at Scotty Barnes here. Over rebounds plus 12 and a half assists, over 12 and a half. And then I will come over here to the Sportsbook screen. And as you can see, we're not seeing 12 and a half anywhere. See, these lines change real quickly. Just like I have this information, so does PrizePicks, so does Underdog, so does Parlay Play. I wouldn't be surprised if PrizePicks, Underdog, Parlay Play, and the other sites didn't have a business OddsJam account. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't have it. So they're seeing the same information that we see. Just before I started this video, PrizePicks, it was still at 12 and a half. As you can see, they pushed it up to 13. Now the books have it at 13 and a half. BetMGM, DraftKings, and FanDuel has it at 12 and a half. As you can see, the parlay sites have pushed it up to 13, in some places 13 and a half. Scotty Barnes is on a back-to-back. His coach really stepped to his defense last night in a post-game interview, saying that Scotty Barnes was mistreated last night against the Lakers. He only went to the free throw line 2 times after driving in the lane several times, and the Lakers shot 23 free throws in the fourth quarter. Scotty Barnes' numbers are going to be up tonight. I expect his scoring numbers to be up. He will probably go over his scoring prop for the night. And whatever the free throw attempts prop is, he'll probably go over that. Let's look at Scotty Barnes a little closer. The league heard what the coach said, and the coach was right. So they're going to find the coach, but Scotty Barnes is going to get some special treatment for 1 or 2 games here. As we can see, the line is 12 and a half, projection 10.22 for Scotty Barnes. Rebounds and assists. Look at him a little closer. As you can see, he just doesn't hit that mark. He's going under. This season, he's went over 65% of the time, 24 out of 37. His last 10, 4 out of 10, only 40% of the time he has went over. Let's look at his away games. And if we look at away, again, 10 out of 19, 53% of the times he went over, but his last 10, 40%, 4 out of 10. He's been more of a scorer now because, they did a trade, and he's the second guy. You can arguably say he may be the first guy, him and Sycom. But more scoring is on his plate. They're playing the Clippers. Defensively, the Clippers is pretty decent. They're pretty good. So the under 12 and a half rebounds plus assists, not a bad. I like the under on that. But let's look at his points. I'm just saying, I think he, especially after the coach went off on the league last night, I think we may see over 19.5 points tonight. Number one, Barnes is going to step up for his coach. Number two, he's going to get all the foul calls tonight just because the coach complained. So let's go over here back to the Fantasy Optimizer screen. Let's look at Underdog Fantasy. See if we can find some plays on the Underdog. That was Underdog. PrizePicks. I didn't see anything earlier on PrizePicks, so there's nothing I'm going to intentionally look at on PrizePicks, but I will look at others on PrizePicks. Just because it's yellow here, just because it's red here, doesn't mean I'm not going to look at the other players. They may have an advantage for the night. Let's look at Parlay Play. Parlay Play, you're going to see, let's look at Tyus Jones, Washington Wizards, under 6.5 assists. And we're going to choose player assist. And we're going to go Jones. And we're pulling his first full name so we can see him clearly. Tyus Jones, 6.5 assists. You can see that at most of the books. Decent favorite, minus 142. At what book is that? BetMGM got him at let's put this back up again. BetMGM, Caesars got him at minus 142 to go under. DraftKings minus 130 to go under. Notice PrizePicks has already pushed that line down. Available on Sleeper. We're going to look at Tyus Jones on Sleeper. Available on Fliff, where we can make a single entry. We'll look at Tyus Jones on Fliff. All the other parlay sites, even Parlay Play has pushed him down. Over here, again, these things change quickly. Everything doesn't add up all the time. Over here, it says Tyus Jones is 6.5 on Parlay Play. But when we go check, Parlay Play has already pushed it down to 6. Underdog has pushed it down to 6. Dabble has it at 6. So we're looking at Dabble. 6.5. Dabble has it at 6.5. If we go look at Jones a little closer, we go over here to PROPS.CASH. We'll pull up the Washington game. Washington is playing Indiana. And we were looking at the assist. And we look at Jones. Tyus Jones, 6.5 down here. PROPS.CASH got the projection at 5.59. And you just look at it. He's went over, let's take away the filters. For the whole season, he's only went over 6.5 assists, 33% of the time, 12 out of 36 times, 12 out of 36. They're playing Indiana, I think, and I think the game is in Indiana. Let's confirm that. Yep, the game is in Indiana. We go back here, we look at his away. Away, he's even worse. He's only done it 26% of the time, 5 out of 20 games that he's went over 6.5 assists. This play over here on Dabble is a steal. We jump on this immediately and we find something else to put it with on Dabble. 6.5. Tyus Jones is going under 6.5. This line is down to 6. It's probably, if I go over to Dabble right now, look at it in real time, it may have already jumped down to 6. But this is something where we stop, we find another player on Dabble, and use it, because these lines are going to change quickly. They change quickly. And here on Sleeper and on Fliff, I'm going to pay up minus 150 to get Tyus Jones under 6.5 rebounds and assists. This number probably will not change on Fliff. It'll probably stay the same. Probably will not change on Sleeper. Sleeper's just like PrizePicks, Underdog, Parlay play, you have to find another player to go with it. So, situation like this, I got Tyus Jones 6.5 on Dabble. I'll come back over here and I will go to Dabble and see if there's anything else that stands out. And it doesn't have to be basketball. I like the NBA because the NBA players get their minutes. College basketball, coach get mad at a player, take him out, sit him for the rest of the half, rest of the game. He did something, didn't attend class, whatever. Coach can sit him down, and we really don't have that information about college players. At least I do not have that information. If I'm going to do anything, it's going to be NBA, NFL, and NHL, where players are getting paid. We know they're going to get their touches, their minutes, or their shot on goal attempts. So here, I'm going to look. We can look at Michael Porter Jr. since this is the first one that pops up, and he has a 58.07 chance to hit. We look at Michael Porter, under. Interesting. Yeah, under one. Let's see what the assist prop is. That doesn't look right. Let's see what Michael Porter's Jr.'s assist prop is. Porter Jr. Okay, so his prop is 1.5 on the sites. You can see, look at minus 250, minus 244 to go under 1.5. Flip even got him at, minus 265 to go under 1.5. He's probably just going to get one assist, to be honest with you. Dabble's lowered this line to 1. They're basically saying, okay, we'll take the push on the 1. But let's look at Porter a little closely. If we go to the Denver game, I can't believe that line is so low for Porter. I didn't know he didn't get any assists. Line is 1.5. They got it at 0.092. Let's look at his full schedule. And he gives you one occasionally. Let's push it down to 1. Let's see what happens. Yeah, to me, that's not a good play on Dabble. He may get an assist. You can easily just, pop one assist out, get a steal, fast break, you pass the ball to the guy ahead of you, and that's a layup. So let's look at some other plays on Dabble that we can probably put with that one that I really like. NBA, and I'm looking for NBA. I'm looking for NBA. And I'm looking for something with, like 1.5, 1, 2.5 or something like that. But I'm not seeing that on Dabble right now for good reason. Well, let's look at Stephen Curry. They got him at over 3.5 rebounds. Let's look at Curry's rebounds. Let's put in player rebounds. And we're going to pull up Curry. So player rebounds, 3.5, decent favorite at BetMGM and DraftKings to go over 3.5 rebounds. The only parlay site that's showing this is, again, Dabble, still at 3.5. Fliff, 3.5, minus 145. That's not bad for Fliff. That's not a bad number. Let's look at Curry's rebounds a little closer. And we'll pull up the Golden State game. Golden State is going against New Orleans tonight in Golden State. Curry 3.5. Projection over here on PROPS.CASH are 4.19. New Orleans Pelicans, number one defense versus the point guard position. Note that in your head. And let's look at Curry for the season 2023, 62% of the time, 21 out of 34. Not so much in the last 10, though. Last 10, only 40% of the time, 4 out of 10. Again, New Orleans, very good when it comes to giving up rebounds to his opponents. They're ranked 10th. When I see red over here on the New Orleans Pelicans defense allowed, red is good for the defense, yellow's neutral, green is good for the offense. Another thing that sticks out here, he only had one rebound in his last game. He knows he only had one rebound. He knows he have to rebound more. His position coaches have told him he only have one rebound. He knows he needs to rebound more. He knows this. His recent performance is telling us, hey, this guy isn't going to go over 3.5 rebounds. But the huge line at the books, and the books know a little bit more than we know, are telling us that this guy's going to go over 3.5 rebounds. These sites are not offering it for a reason. Betr, Underdog Fantasy, Parlay Play, Jock, PrizePicks, they're not offering it for a reason. They're not letting us see it yet. They'll probably jump on it at 4 or something like that, you know. Dabble still has it at 3.5. The books are telling us, boom, he's going over. We have to go with the numbers. We have to follow the trail here. We have to follow the trail and take the over 3.5 on Dabble. So just looking at it, that's a 2-play on Dabble that you can use from the previous one I gave you, and this one, Steph Curry over 3.5. If you don't remember which one I won, just go back in the video and look at the pick before this one. Let's look at some more players. Let's see what we got. We looked at Dabble. Let's take a look at Betr. Betr, Dabble, JockMKT. Well, Betr and Dabble are only mobile. They're newer. They work. They're good. Jock, mobile and desktop, but you can only do the pick'ems for Jock on mobile. So all apps are similar. Links to all these apps, the 8 apps that I use are down in the description. Go ahead and take a look at them. You usually get a cash match when you sign up for them if you haven't already. And if you have already signed up, check your emails. You're always going to be getting something to try to get you to put more money into your account, where they're matching your deposit, or they're giving you a certain dollar amount for how much money you put in there. I mean, I get them from Betr all the time. I get them from Parlay Play all the time. You deposit 100, we're going to give you an extra 20. So that's 120. Whenever I see those, I try to jump on it. More money we have in our sports betting accounts, the more money we can spread around and make some educational bets. So we're looking at Betr. The only thing I see on Betr right now is Sycam, points, rebounds, and assists, 31.5. He's on a back-to-back. I think he had 28 points last night. I had his points and rebounds, and he got over it. But let's look at him a little closer tonight. And just remember, he is on a back-to-back. And we're going to put in points, rebounds, and assists. And we're going to put in playing the Clippers. They didn't have to travel. They're staying right there. They're staying in the same hotel. Probably do a little walk through the day in the afternoon or something. But hey, and I didn't put in player points, rebounds, and assists. See here, the line is 30.5 in most places. And again, that's why I said we can't just depend on this over here. This line got him listed at 31.5 on Betr. So come over here. He's still 31.5 on Betr. He's dropped to 30.5 in other places. And as you can see, the line is not favoring it in either way, really. Either way, the line has been dropped to 30.5 at most of the sites. 31.5 over here on Betr. We're taking, if we're seeing that, we're leaning toward the under, but let's look at him a little closer. And we're going to go to the Toronto Clippers game. We're going to go to points, rebounds, and assists. And we're going to look at Pascal, 31.5. You see the line right here. Projection of 31.37. And if we look at his season, last 10, it looks good for the over. Look at his season, 54%. We look at his last 10 after the trade. This is after the trade. You can see 54%. 70%, 7 out of 10, with 3 games here in the middle. All road games at Golden State, at Sacramento, at Memphis, where he did not go over 31.5. He had 32 last night. He barely went over. Points, rebounds. Clippers, very good. 8th versus points. 4th versus rebounds. Back-to-back. This is a back-to-back. This is a back-to-back. Let's just look at his away. I guarantee you his away numbers are going to be down a little bit. 47% of the time away, 9 out of 19. We just have to kind of go with the numbers here. We have to go with the numbers, and we have to go with the under. Even though they're not traveling tonight, they're staying in the same city. They slept in the same bed they've been sleeping in for last couple of days. We have to look at the under. We have to look at the under. Basically, since the trade, he has not really went over this, 31.5. Quigley got to get his touches. These guys got to get their touches. They still filling each other out. He had 32 last night. We're going to go with the under. 31.5 points, rebounds, and assists. So I can keep going on. We can continue to go out here and look for players. What I do, certain times of the day, I come out here and I look for players, look for ways we have the edge, use all my information, use the knowledge I've gained, and make an educated decision of which way we're going to go on these props. I can tell you, and you can hear what you want to hear. Just because you see a bunch of green here on ISGM doesn't mean it's going to be that way. It's those picks are going to go that way. It's just not 54% of the chance to hit. Great chance, but it's no guarantee that it's going to fall that way. You got to go out here on PROPS.CASH. Look at the lines. First, you look at the lines over here. What's making sense over here? Then you go out to PROPS.CASH. Look at their recent performance. Look how they're doing against the team. Look at the teams they're facing defense. It's a lot to go into this, but hey, if we put the work in, we're going to win. I'm not guaranteeing millions. I'm just guaranteeing profit. So if you like my content, go ahead, like, subscribe, share. All those things are greatly appreciated. Tools I use, PROPS.CASH, OddsJam, link down in the description. My premium plays are available also, Telegram and Patreon, link down in the description. See you on the next video.